I'm going to tie today is a little fly I created called Genie. It's a little trout fly, sort of like an attractor pattern. I'm going to use it for steelhead on a larger hook, size 2. And I decided to tie it in an extra small size 10 compared to that for trout, and use it down here. I'm also going to tie it on a tube, so I'm hoping that it really...
The tube would be for steelhead.
Correct. And I'm going to take my thread and start it at the halfway point, take it back to the beginning of the point of the hook. And next I'm going to take some...
That hook was this Orvis 8808?
That's an Orvis 8808.
Size 10.
Size 10. And I'm going to take some of this Rootbeer Midge that I'm going to use for a tail. I'm going to take about 4 strands of this. As you can see, it's a midge. It's very small. So take about 4 strands. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half. Smooth it out. Fold it in half again. Smooth it out. Another time. We're just doubling it over, it's on itself. Now you could cut off a bunch, but this way you don't shorten the pack by cutting it all up. And I got it that close, and I'm going to do it one more time. So we did it a total of about 5 times, and you got yourself just a little bit of flash. I'm going to cut off the ends and make them on one, and I'm going to set it right there where I started my tie-in, and I'm going to go right back up to it, and then I'm going to come right back. Basically, I'm just making a filling for my body. I'm going to take this back to the barb of the hook and no further. And then back up, tying it all down. Now I've got all this left over, and I'm going to take my scissors and right about 1/8 of an inch behind the hook, I'm going to cut it, and that gives you just a little bit of a nice little tail.
A flashy tail.
A little flashy tail. And then I'm going to take a piece of tinsel. You know what kind of tinsel this is?
Looks like Christmas tree tinsel.
I would say you're right. And I'm going to tie that in at the start of the thread point. I'm using black 8/0 thread.
I bet this stuff is really fragile, isn't it?
Very fragile. It'll break in a heartbeat. But we got a long strand, so if it does happen to break on you, that's fine. Now any little barbs that are sticking out you can cut off just to smooth off your body, if that was the case. Do not cut your thread. And then I'm going to put in a little half hitch right here. Just enough to get it out of the way. And I'm going to take this and just slowly, notice I said slowly, and carefully rotate this up, just overlapping just enough to cover the body. Got a little pattern to it, this Christmas tinsel. And then I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to take my thread back. And I'm going to tie it in. Right there. And then cut this off.
Very nice.
Thank you. I want to put a little wax on my thread for some dubbing. And I'm going to use some ice peacock dubbing in a black segment. I like wax mine, some people don't. Some people like to just go ahead and use their fingers. I like using this black ice dubbing. And I'm just putting it lightly. And I'm not gonna overburden the thread. And then I'm just gonna do a little twist. As you can tell, we're not professional fly tyers. Are you? I don't get paid for it. We just do it for the fun that we have, and we're having a lot of fun. Okay, then I'm gonna come around. I'm gonna put me a nice little dubbing ball right there. I'm gonna take some.
Looks like Midge flash, peacock, green and pearl.
Green and pearl.
Again, Midge flash.
Again, what we're going to do is smooth it out. If you just stroke it like this, it'll usually take out all the curves. And I'm just going to take this and fold it in half again. Fold it again. And fold it again. You're probably thinking, is he going to do it again? Yeah, we'll do it one more time, just because we can. And again, we are going to trim the bottom square butts. I'm going to spin my thread to the right. It'll help come back. And I'm going to tie in those butt ends. Still hanging on to it. I'm going to bring it right back to where the beginning of the tail is. Just hold it, cut it, get yourself a little caddis top wing like, and now you can pick out any loose fibers that comes out of it. And I got one little piece I want to trim up. There you go. I'm going to put a little bit of dubbing over that tie-in point. Same dubbing. We're just going to use a little bit just to smooth it out. It's a very good dubbing, shines up really good underwater. There you go. You got yourself a nice little thorax coming up there. What I like to do next, be a little base up here. And I'm going to put in a little hen hackle. It's an Indian hen hackle. I'm going to strip the fuzz off. It's a natural color. It's got a lot of markings in it, and I like that. You could use a solid, but I'm going to trim the stem down. Tie it just straight up, just like that. Tie in the stem, keep it in there, trim off any little stem piece that I have. Bring it out a little bit. I'll take my hackle pliers. And again, I'm going to go back. I'm going to pull everything as I go towards the back. One in front of it, one in back of it. Okay, then I'm going to tie that off. Kick it out. And now I'm going to bring everything back.
underbutts so that they'll lay down.
Correct.
Very nice.
And then I'm going to take my special brush and just brush out the fibers so they kind of flay out. A lot of people don't do this, but I like it. I think it helps make it a little bit more. A little bad one there. Next, I thought I'm going to put in a little guinea. I'm not, no, I won't say that. I don't want a large. I just want something for a little color. I'm going to put a couple quick turns of this around it. Again, I'm going to cut the stem off. And I like doing that. Take my hackle pliers again. And go around and pull everything down. This is a Chartreuse.
Not your natural Guinea.
No, it's from a,
Rare old Chartreuse Guinea.
right. You don't see them too
Don't see
many
those
often.
of them, no.
No. No. Now that I have that tied off, take that out, and I'm gonna bring that back. That puts a little bit of color on it. I like that. I'll take the special brush again. And I'm going to lay this out. And now I'm going to put in a little head. And keep it away from the eye. We teach this at class, keep it away from the eye. It's better to have a little bit of the shank showing than it is to be crammed up next to that eye where you can't get to it. I'm putting in a little head. You know. Put a whip finish on this. Take this off. And then to finish it up, I'm going to put a little flex cement on it to do that. But before I do that, I forgot one important ingredient. I'll bring that around again. You know what I forgot, don't you?
No, sorry, I don't. Oh,
Whoa.
no, I was just gonna.
What
keep
I'm
this
gonna
to
do
myself.
is, I wanted to put in a couple of eyes. I had some without it, and I had some, and I decided I was gonna show you what it would look like with some Junglecock on it. You don't have to have the Junglecock eyes, but I decided that I wanted them on some of them, so I decided I'd try it and see what it looks like, see how it plays out. Put a little bit on there. As you can tell, we're not professional movie stars. Or at least I'm not. And I'll take another one.
Is this one of your traditional Kentucky jungle cocks that you probably found running around here?
running around.
Harvested during Junglecock season.
Yeah, I think that Henry County's got a bunch of them out there.
I see them around my house all the time.
Put this on this side. Yeah, you can probably go down there and pick one up. So, you saw what it looked like without the Junglecock on it. And this was with. And then I'm going to, now, I'm going to, I thought the head was a little light, but now I can see why.
That's why.
Yeah, and not being crowded by the eye, I had room to do that. So now, I can do this. Come off. Put a little flex cement on this. You don't have to be flex cement. You can use any kind of cement that you like. Super glue, Zap-A-Gap. I just happen to like this. And then I decided that do a quick brush.
People realize what a special brush that is.
Yes.
You have to have a Labrador Retriever in order to have one.
If you don't have a black lab, you don't have a toothbrush. And now, I'm going to use a little bit of Loon UV Knot Sense. And what this does is it really, to me, makes a nice head. It's kind of thick. I just put a big glue, let it go. Trying to keep it off the hackle and off the eye, and as you can see, it just sits there. And then I take my little bobbin, if y'all like this, let us know. Little head, hit it with a little UV. Again, we'd like to invite you all out to Orvis, the Paddocks, second Thursday of the month, 6 o'clock. Come on out and join us. We may be tying this or something else. Roy and Dan, hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.